Natural family planning is a very important question. The effects it had on our marriage is that we didn't. We were 60s children. They grew up in the sexual revolution. Artificial contraception was just like the sun coming up in the morning. It wasn't something that was questioned or doubted or concerned. The church was ancient and old and, just wasn't with it. I always have a hard time with this because our use of artificial contraception, our failure to naturally plan our family is probably our deepest wound. I wish there was a way of imparting the ill effects that it caused us, what we've lost today. We hurt and long and are lonely for the children that we left on the doorstep. Now that we understand it, we really feel the absence of it, and we really feel like we've missed a important and vital step in our marriage.
We were part of the sexual revolution. We went, we automatically, the pill was our natural, our family planning method. And it's the single greatest mistake, we agree, that we ever made in our marriage. We have a 1-year-old granddaughter. She has only one aunt. We don't know, with God's grace, we'll have, she may have some cousins, but we don't know that. And we've deprived our children of sisters and brothers. We've deprived our grandchildren, of aunts and uncles. And we did it all just for our convenience and to make life simple. And when we look back on in our case, the selfishness that it caused us, it caused us to just think of ourselves, and we completely left God out of it. And we would strongly recommend that you at least consider it and at least inform yourselves. We did not inform ourselves of natural family planning. If we had, I'd like to think that we would have at least considered it, but we did not even look into it.
The absence or the use of contraception introduces very covert dimensions, in your not only in your physiology but in your spirituality and your psychology of the relationship. It removes the single most important dimension, which is the fruitfulness, the self-giving, It extinguishes it. And it looks very practical, looks very reasonable, and very sensible in so many ways. And that's what makes it silent, because it looks so favorable. But we can speak now, 34 years later, and my bank account is full, and we've had some wonderful vacations. But my dinner table's empty. There's only us.
Learning natural family planning was something that we did because we were fortunate enough to know that that's what the church required. I know a lot of people haven't even heard that teaching, so we feel blessed to have even known that. And that is why we learned it in the first place, and we've been using it from the beginning. But we've grown into the joy of it as well. It has, in a certain sense, it's forced us to become selfless towards each other in the area of sexuality, and that has become a real blessing because there has not really been the opportunity for selfishness to really overtake that area of our lives. And since we've learned some sense of selflessness in that area, that has permeated into every other area of our marriage, our relationship, our family, just our whole lives. I would say that learning and using natural family planning has been the best thing about our marriage. It is difficult at times because we want to come together and celebrate our love like that, but at the times when we know we need to be postponing, we tend to, we've learned to sacrifice that together and get through that, and it's been a real blessing. I also feel very fortunate in that since we learned natural family planning together, I've had the opportunity to learn so much about my wife and literally how her body operates. And I think that there's so many men who really don't have any clue about why their wife acts differently every day of the month, and because they don't understand the ebb and flow and combination of hormones and things like that, and all different things that are a part of life, really, and they don't understand that. So I feel very lucky to understand at least some level of that, and I feel it gives me a great understanding and insight into who she is.